Okay, good evening, everyone. Good Tvacha, good Kvittel, as we welcome in Saba and Marshall Castle. It's wonderful to have you back, Marshall. Menachem Umansky, Aaron Swade, Dr. Block, Rabbi Kranz, Berish Gesserman, Dr. Guy, Michael, Stephen Holtzman, Irving Fishbaum, Yitzi Muller, Mark Frankel, Gedalia Engel, Nachman Chapler, Mo Kushner, Kenny, Moshe Lehman, Shaya Astrov, Ilya Shutman, Yeshua Shmuel Eisenberg, Yehuda from Yerushalayim, Chaim Braun, Shelley Zeitman. We have Abba Steinhauser and David Helfgott on Kol Aloshin. So we are holding, first of all, we're learning, sponsored by Baruch Ian, Lili Nishmas, Esther Basyoni, Yaakov Chaim Ben Abba, Avram Ben Shmuel HaKoyen, Lefur Shalema for Baruch Shlema Ben Lina, by Aaron Swade, Lila Nishmas Chana Bashmuel, and Freda Bashal, by Shimon Deer for the Chayla Yisrael, Chayla Adaf, Mark Frankel, Lefur Shalema for Miriam Sarah Basipora, Chana Baskittel Esther, Berich Goldwasser for Akarsa Toiv, for what Hashem did for his family and for the Chayla Yisrael, for my Shver Avigdor Aya Ben Rivka, Meir Ben Chayesar, Yudis Cyril Bas Miriam. We thank Hashem that we could start a new year right away. You know, it's brought down in Shulchan Aruch that after Yom Tov, you should do something for the Sukkah to go Mechoyel El Choyel. But that's just for the plain folk. For the Bnei Aliyah, there's nothing better than going straight from Yom Kippur to learn. The earth-shattering fact that Rav Elyashiv was over 100, and he fasted Yom Kippur, and then he ate after Yom Kippur. The minhag is to eat a fleishich meal, and then he sat down to learn. Later on in the night, they brought him a coffee with milk. So he said, Basari. That's how they say fleishichs in Eretz Yisrael. Basari. So they said, Zaidi, it's already 6 hours. So he went and he learned 6 hours straight, Motzi Yom Kippur, after fasting at the age of 100. I believe he was on intravenous, but fasting at the age of 100. And he went 6 hours straight. He didn't even realize it, right? So, you know, Marshall is going to learn with us. He's not even going to realize. He's going to forget all about his Esrig and Lulav. It's going to wait for him. It's not going anywhere. And he's going to, like, you know, he's going to say, what? I can't believe. 2 blot already? I can't believe it.
What? I can't believe. Where are my francs?
Well, you should figure that out. I don't know. But anyway, we are holding, and it's wonderful to be. I will tell you, I had everybody in mind several times. In one of my chosmenus, I had everybody in mind that everybody should be chosmenu l'chaim tovim. So we're going to start from Hanicha, 4 lines from the bottom of Mem Aleph Amud Beis. We're in the sugya of Shlichus, right? So we learned from the pasuk where it says that all of Klal Yisrael, v'shachtu ha'isai kol kal adas Yisrael beinu arboim, that the whole assemblage of Yisrael should shecht the carbon Pesach. So the Gemara says, but the whole assemblage doesn't shecht. Each carbon Pesach is only shechted by one person. So we see from over there by Kachim that shluchai shel adam k'maisai. So the Gemara says, yeah, hanicha Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha. That's good according to the Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha. El Rabbi Yochanan, but according to Rabbi Yochanan, the mapikle lahai kra l'drasha achrina, he uses this pasuk about the carbon Pesach for another drasha, minalan. Then how does he know shlichus by kachim? The Tanya says, we learned in the Brayso, Rabbi Yonasan Omer, minayin shekol Yisrael kulan yotzim b'Pesach echad. This is a very unique opinion. You know, we hold that a big ikar is eating the carbon Pesach, but not everybody holds that way. How do you know that a whole of Klal Yisrael could be Yaitzi with one Pesach, even though then there's not a Kazayas to go around for each person in Klal Yisrael. V'shenema v'shachtu Isai kol kahal adas Yisrael beino arboim. He shechted all of the assemblage of Yisrael beino arboim in the afternoon. V'chi kol hakol kulam sheichtem, does the whole assemblage shecht? V'aloi eino sheichet ela echad. Elamikan shekol Yisrael yotzim b'Pesach echad. This is a unique opinion that you don't need the achila, and therefore one person could be mitzi all of Klal Yisrael. Says the Gemara, Elamikan shekol Yisrael yotzim b'Pesach echad. So shliach b'kachim minalei. So the Gemara says, well, we know it from here, because it says that one person does it for all of Klal Yisrael. Minei. Says Gemara, but maybe that's different, because the one that's shechting it is doing it for himself also. So maybe when he does it for himself, he could be mitzi us also. V'dil mashani hasam de'islay shutvis begabayu. He's a partner in it. Ela mehacha v'yikhulehem ish selabes avais, and each person takes a sheep for the family, selabais. So you see that one person is yaitzi for everyone. Says Gemara, also maybe over there it's because he uses it for himself too. V'dil mahasam, maybe over there also it's because there's like shutvis begabayu. Says the Gemara, yeah, but you now have two psukim. Im came trey kroy lamali. Why do you need two psukim? Im eino yinyan leicha d'shayich. If it's not needed to where you're a shutif, where you're a partner in it, t'nei yinyan even leicha d'loi shayich, where you're not a partner. Says the Gemara, but we use from this pasuk to teach us something else. Says the Gemara, I mebaylei l'kid Reb Yitzchak. Dama Reb Yitzchak, it says ish zaycha, only an adult, v'lo yakodin zaycha. Says the Gemara, hahu me'ish lefi achloi nafka, every man according to what he could eat. It says the Gemara, but v'akati mibayele, we need it to tell me the sheichden es ha-pesach ala yachid. It comes to teach me that you could shech the korban pesach even for one individual. And we darshan ish lefi achloi tachosu. Tachosu means to shecht. So every man, according to what he eats, we shecht it. The sheichna is a pesach ala yachid. So it says tachosu, even for one person, you could shecht the korban pesach for one person. He doesn't use it for that, because savalei command yamar ain't sheichna as a pesach ala yachid. You can't shecht the pesach for one individual. This is an interesting drasha. It says lo yisuchel lechol es a pesach ba'achad. Now it says the actual pasuk is Leisuchel lechol es ha-pesach ba'achad shorecha, but we darshan it that Leisuchel la'aseh es ha-pesach ba'echad, for one person. You can't do the pesach just for one person, and therefore the ish is not coming to tell you that. The ish is an extra drasha to tell you that even if you don't have a shutfis in it, if it's not for you, you could still do it for someone else. That the shlichus by kach. Says the Gemara, so you gave me a whole source of psukim about shlichus. But wait a second. How do we know that if I send even... I think we lost Marshall, huh? We lost him. He went to get his little of an esrog. Okay. How do we know that if I send even Shelley, so he's like me? Shenema v'nasi echad mimate. Now this is talking about the division of the land. Yeshua cast 12 lots, and then each nasi divided the land on behalf of his shaven. Says the Gemara, why do I need to learn out? From there, Teifaglei shlichas mehacha. Why don't we learn out shlichus from the sources that we've had till now, as we invite in Avram Allen Weissman, we invite in Mel Zachter, who joined us just recently. Teifik le shlichus mehacha, learn out shlichus from get, from truma, and from kachim. Says the Gemara, v'tizbra da shlichusu. You think the situation with the Nesiim were zeicha in the portions for their shavit is shlichus? V'ketanim, they were also zeicha for families that only had minors. And ketanim labnei shlichus ninu. Rather, this pasuk of the Nasi says that you could be mezaka la'adam, and you could be mezaka for a person even if it's shalai b'fanav, so even if he's a cotton. Elikihada Rava bar Ravuna, Dama Rava bar Ravuna, Rav Gidal Rav, Minayin lezachin la'adam shalai b'fanav. How do we know that we could acquire something beneficial for a person not in his presence? So the Gemara says, but who says it's beneficial? It could be something that they don't want. They like mountainous land, and it could be valleys. They like valleys, and it's mountainous land. V'tizbra is a chusi. Sometimes it's a chayv, as we welcome in Elliot Udell. The Ika de Nichalei Bahar. There's some people that want mountainous. They don't want valleys. V'Ika de Nichalei Babika. They don't want valleys. They want valleys. Nichalei Bahar. Ve'ela kede Rava bar Ravuna. Dam Rava bar Ravuna. Am Rav Gidol am Rav. For Rav bar Ravuna said in the name. Rav Gidol said in the name of Rav. Minayin liyasaymim shabo lach loik b'nichse aviyim. How do we know when orphans come to divide in the estate of their father? Shebezdin mamidin lohem apitropos. Bezdin could appoint for them an executor, lachayv uliskais, to do detrimental and to do beneficial. Now that's a wonderment. How could they do something detrimental? You can't. Ein chavin la'adam shalai b'fanav. A cotton is like shalai b'fanav. Says the Gemara, lachav amai. Ela lachav almanas liskais. It means that you could set up an apotropos to litigate for them in the chance that it's going to be beneficial. If it's detrimental, what could you do? You have to do it, and if it's detrimental, but it was in the process of being something beneficial. And it's the same thing. You want them to have a portion. You take a portion. It could be that it's not to their liking. Without it, they wouldn't get a portion at all. So it's lachayv almanas liskais. Says the Gemara, Tamalayim of a nasi echad mimata tikachu. A member of the Shavit, the nasi could be zeiche in it for the ketana. So we don't learn shlichus from here. We learn zachin adam shalei b'fanav. Just getting started here on a Motzi Yom Kippur, 10 lines from the bottom of Daf Mem Beis Amud Aleph. It's very easy on Daf Mem Beis to have in mind v'dibarta bam lasa isnachas ruach liyitzreinu. I will say that to have 25 Zoomers right after an avodah of fasting 25 hours and being on our feet is a very big Kiddush Hashem. So thank you all for joining us and making this possible. So now, Amar Rav Nachman Amar Shmuel, Yisaymim Shabo Lach Loik B'nichse Aviyim, orphans, Le'aleinu, that come to divide the estate of their father. Now they're minors, they can't do them themselves. Bezdin Mamidin Lohem Apotropos, Bezdin appoints for them an executor, Ubayrulem Chelik Yafer, and chooses for them a good portion. And when they grow up, they could protest and demand a redivision. Rav Nachman says, no, we don't reverse a court appointment. Imigdilu, if they grow up, they can't protest because that's taking away the power of Bezdin. What power does Bezdin have? Just going to reverse it. Bezdin appointed this person as a reliable executor, and it stays. Says the Gemara, does Rav Nachman hold of the opinion of Makoyach Bezdin Yafa? Is he a staunch defender of the power of the court? Or me Islay Rav Nachman? Does Rav Nachman hold him Makoyach Bezdin Yafa? Vatanan, we learned in the Mishnah, if let's say there was a naughty debtor, no wonder Marshall left. Let's say there was a naughty debtor. Mark looks like he wants to be naughty. So let's say that's why he was bending away from the screen. He was hoping that I wouldn't recognize him. So, naughty Mark. He was really a good boy today. He was in shul, he fasted, he was really a good boy. But naughty Mark, he owes money to Dr. Block. And when Dr. Block has a hard time getting the money, so he contacts Bezdin, and Bezdin evaluates one of Mark's properties. Vatanan Shuma Dayanim, the evaluation of the judges. Shepisku Shtus, they made the price less a sixth. Oyoisiru Shtus, or more than a sixth. So the land that was sold to play Dr. Block, Michron Batal, the sale is negated. Rab Shimon Gamliel, I'm a Michron Kayim, the sale is upheld. Why? Because Im Kain, if we negate the sale by Bezdin, Makoyach Bezdin Yafa. The law is like Chacham that the sale is canceled because it's a flawed evaluation. It was off for 6. So you see that Rav Nachman doesn't hold of defending staunchly the rights of the court. Says the Gemara Lakash, there's a very big difference. It's not a difficulty. As we turn, Mamash already, Motzi Yom Kippur, we already learned the full amid of Gemara. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Says the Gemara, Hadito, Hadalaito. Where the court made a mistake and bungled it. So there Rav Nachman doesn't defend the rights of the court. But in the case of the executor, it's just that the orphans didn't like it. But the executor gave them a fair portion. There he defends the right of the court. Says the Gemara, Idoloito, if they didn't make a mistake, then why do those that argue hold that the orphans could protest? Says the Gemara, because the court gave them a portion on the south, and they have property on the north, so they wanted a portion on the north near their property. But it's not that they made a mistake, and therefore Rav Nachman says, there we say, Im Kain Makoyach Bezdin Yafa. 2 lines from the top of Daf Mem Beis Amud Beis. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I always get excited when I see Yidden coming out to learn after a long fast. It just shows that we're putting our money where our mouth is, and we said to Hashem, do it, Kosveinu l'chayim melech chafetz b'chayim. As the Chafetz Chaim says, what kind of chayim does the melech want? He wants chayim of learning, and the Olam is coming out to learn. This is what it's all about. Baruch Hashem.
Rabbi, you make it possible.
Yeah, but I'll take a little credit because I prepared this during Yom Kippur, weaving in between the Imru Elikim, Akenus, and the Maisi Elikims. I weaved in between and I was preparing. But Baruch Hashem. And you know, Irving, like I always do, I daven mincha. So I daven mincha, And then I got Mafta Yoina, and then there's Nila. So the last 3 hours I'm standing, and I really don't have time at all. But Baruch Hashem, Elliot Udel's quoting Rav Lesson that the preparation of Yom Kippur is the day after Yom Kippur. Good word, right? The way we behave after Yom Kippur, that's our preparation for Yom Kippur.
Did you give daf today?
What?
Did you give daf today during a break?
No, Mishnah Yomis, not Daf. I don't give Daf because my Mispalim watch it now. That's the change. That's the change of Zoom. we have Berish here and Gedalia here and Nachman here and who else is here from the Daf from the Shul? So that's why I don't say it on Yom Kippur. If you remember, Irving, I used to dash out right after the Suda and run to Borough Park after Yom Kippur.
I know, sometimes I went with you.
Yes, you did, when it was snowing. I also want to take the opportunity to wish Nachman Chapler a Mazel Tov on the birth of a grandson on Yom Kippur. Is that correct, Nachman? On Yom Kippur. A boy or a girl?
A boy.
A boy, so it's a possible Yoina. I don't know if there's anybody here. It's a very long time ago. Mel, you were in Staten Island, but you weren't davening in the shul then. But A.B. Newman had a bris on Yom Kippur. That's his son Yoina. His son Yoina had a bris on Yom Kippur. That was many years ago.
Was that in the older good or
The older good. The older good.
No, that was before my time.
The older good. Okay. I'm a young guy, but there was an older good. I'm a young guy, though. Okay. Amar Rav Nachman. Ha'achin shecholku, brothers that divide. Now you see, if brothers divide property, it's not really a Yerusha. Because Yerusha Daraisa is that they get half of every item. So they get half the vineyard and half the field and half the figs. Now when a brother takes the whole vineyard and the other brother takes the whole field, that's barter. And therefore they have a din like buyers. So they're like buyers. And since they're like buyers, it has the regular din of Ainah. Pachis mishtos, if it's off by less than a 6, nikna mekach, then the deal goes through. Yaser al shtush, if it's more than a 6, it's cancelled. Batal mekach. Shtos, if it's a difference of a 6, kana, or mazer Ainah, and the cheating, the overcharge has to be refunded. Amar Rava, Hada Amrin Pachas Mishtus Nikna Mechach. Loy Amrin, where do they say that less than a shtus it just goes through? Loy Amrin El Adolay Shav Yeshliach. That's only if it wasn't done by an agent. Aval Shav Yeshliach, but if it was done by an agent, then the principal, the brother that got short shrift, could say, look, I didn't appoint you to misrepresent me. Amar liskuni shadrasicha, I appointed you for my benefit, v'loy la'avsi, and not to cheat me out. V'had amron yesem ishtos batal mekach, and that which we said, that if there's a difference of more than a 6, then it's cancelled. Loy amron loy amar nifligun b'shuma debeidina. That's only if they didn't say, we rely on the evaluation of the court. Aval amru niflik b'shuna debeidina, but if they relied on the evaluation of the court, michrim kayim, Ditnan shuma dayanim shepichsu shtus ayisiru shtus. If it was less a sixth or more than a sixth, michron bottle. But Rab Shimon Gamliel am a michron kayim. It's upheld, and they're paskening like Rab Shimon Gamliel that it's upheld because of Makoyach Bezdin Yafa. And that which we say that a sixth is binding, but they have to refund the overcharge or the undercharge. This is only by movables, but by real estate there's no aina. Now, and where do we say that there's no refund by karka ela de polag biluya? That's where they divided it by evaluation. Right? They divided it by valuation. But if they divided it by rope, in other words, they divided it by measuring, and they made a mistake in measuring, as we welcome in, not sure who this is that's coming in over here. We also welcome in Joseph Gluck, who just joined us. Who is this that's trying to, I don't know. It's not clear yet. Welcome, whoever you are. But if they made a mistake in measurement, loy, kidarabba. The Amar Rabba, kol dover shebamida, anything that's measured, v'shebamishkal or weighed, v'shebaminyan or counted, afilu pachas b'kdei, even if it's less than a sixth, nami chayzer. Now, the Gemara goes on to give us another case of shlichus. If you send a fire in the hand of a deaf mute, an imbecile or a minor, so potter midinei adam, you're exempt in human court because it's only a grama that you gave it to these people. But v'chayiv b'dinei shemaim, you are chayiv by heaven. In other words, heaven will hold you accountable for causing a damage. Shilech biyad pikeach, but if you send it in the hands of an intelligent person, if you give the fire to Mark and he does damage, then pikeach chayiv, then Mark is chayiv. So even though Rabbi Kranz gave it to Mark does damage, Mark is chayiv. But why? Why don't we say shluchai shel adam k'maisei? V'amai neima shluchai shel adam k'maisei? Even if Rabbi Kranz said, hey, Mark, I want you to be up to mischief. I want you to be up to mischief. You know, Shelley, wipe that grin off his face. Right? He tells Mark, do some mischief. Rabbi Kranz is not chayiv. Mark is chayiv. But why don't we say, V'amai neima shluchai shel adam k'maisei? Why don't we say shlichus? Says Gemara Shani awesome. No, we know that there's no shliach there because Mark shouldn't listen. Because Rabbi Kranz, he's a nice guy, Rabbi Kranz, choshev a mensch, but Hashem says don't damage Shelley. So who do you listen to, Mark or Hashem? I mean, who do you listen to, Rabbi Kranz or Hashem? Shani awesome, they ain't shliach l'dvar avera. There's no messenger for a sin. Da'amrin on divrei harav and divrei hatalmud, the words of the boss, the words of the master, Hashem, and the words of the Talmud, Divrei Mishayim, even if it's Rabbi Kranz, he's a nice guy, plays a good guitar, he teaches a good class, but he's not Hashem. But we see by Mila that we do say Yesh Shliach L'Dvar Aveira. V'adetanya Shliach Shaloi Asa Shlichusai. If I give Irving money of kachin to buy me a pretzel. So if Irving buys me, instead of a pretzel, a pizza, so he didn't do the agency shliach mal. But also shlichusay, if he does the shlichus, then I'm mal, balabayas mal. So we see yesh shliach ledvar avera. Ki also shlichusay the balabayas mia mal. But why? Why don't we say ain't shliach ledvar avera? My name ain't shliach ledvar avera. The Gemara says mila is an exception. Shani mila the yofa chet metruma. Remember we said by truma the shlichus. So we learn out chet metruma. Ma truma mashvei shliach. Af meila mashvei shliach. So then the Gemara says so we should learn out from mila to everywhere else that yesh shliach ledvar avera. V'neilef mina. Mishim dave mila ushlichas yad shnei ksuvin abon ke'echad. Mila and misappropriating, we'll talk about what that is in a minute. Mila and misappropriating is shnei ksuvin abon ke'echad. There, in both those places, we say yesh shlich ledvar avera, and we said if the Torah teaches it in two places, we don't learn it from it. The kol shnei ksuvin abon ke'echad, if two things teach us the same thing, ein melamdin. Mila hada amrit, Mila, like we just said, that is yesh shlich ledvar avera. What about shlichas yad? So shlichas yad, here's the story. Menachem is sitting there looking so innocent. I gave him my esrig to watch. Now, he's a shaymechina. He's potter from anything except for neglect. But Menachem goes ahead and uses my esrig. He's not allowed to do that. So he misappropriates my esrig. Then, if the esrig is stolen, he has to pay. But not only that, if he has his eved use the esrig, he's also chayim. Because we say it's as if he used it because yesh shliach ledvar avera. Let's see it inside. What's the din of shlichas yad? The Tanya al kol dvar pesha, for any manner of trespass. Beishama yoimim lechayev al hamachshava kamaisa. He's chayev even if he just says he's going to use my etzrik. He didn't use it, but he says he's going to use it because we darshan al kol dvar pesha. Until he misappropriates it. Why? If he doesn't stretch out his hand. So Beisil says he has to actually use it. So Amru Beishamai the Beisil. So Beishamai contends with Beisil. Even if you say it, which he takes it further to mean even if he thinks it. It says if he doesn't misappropriate. It says for any manner of trespass. I might think Ainli Elohu. It's only if he does it. But what happens if Menachem doesn't misappropriate it? He says to his eved or an agent to misappropriate it. Amru la'avdoi l'shluchai minayim talmud leimer al kol dvar pesha. So therefore we have now that we say shluchai shel adam k'maisai by an aveira by mila. And we have it by shlichas yad. It's shnei ksuvin abon ke'echad. The kol shnei ksuvin abon ke'echad ein melamdin. We have somebody lurking here at the shir now, who abandoned us.
Hey, I did good. In 25 minutes, I got my Arba meeting. I was Mavakar Chola, did Kiddush Levana, and I'm learning again. Exactly what I'm supposed to be doing tonight.
I knew he lost his marbles.
I found them. They rolled under the.
I never met a man that was so happy to walk out on a shiur before. Never met a man like that.
Don't take it personally. It's not you.
I'm not taking it personally. I know it's not me. It's you. I know it's not me. It's you. It's like
Where are we holding right now?
it's like the mother that yells at the child, and the child says, "It's not me, Ma. It's you." Yeah, right. Yeah, we are holding. We finished Kiddushin already while you were away.
That was a tough one.
We're holding 2 lines from the bottom of Mem Beis and Beis. As we welcome in also Aaron Yisrael. So the Gemara says, "Hanicha leBeis Hillel." That's good according to Beis Hillel. That learns Al Kol Dvar Pesha is telling us that there's Shliach L'Dvar Ve'er by Shlichus Yad. El Beis Shami Demukale L'Hai Krab Machshava K'Maisa, to tell you that he's already liable if he just says he's going to use the esrig. So then why don't we Neilif Minei? Why don't we learn everything out from Me'ilah? That just like by Me'ilah there's Yesh Shliach L'Dvar Ve'er, we should say Yesh Shliach L'Dvar Ve'er everywhere. Let's just change the camera over here.